So, how do you actually live off of your passion? This was a question my girlfriend asked me when we were driving home from our city where we both study in. And since I have been in this entire content creation game and the internet business game and all of that interesting stuff, as I was giving her the answer to said question, I already had in mind that probably many other people, like you're watching this video right now, might also be interested in an answer to this question. So this is the video for you. Now, before we get started and before I answer you the entirety of the question in this raw, uncut, and like talking directly to you conversational format, I want to give you a quick introduction. So many people always say that you should introduce a video like this with a proof, a promise, and a plan. So my proof, why am I qualified to tell you about this information? Well, my name is Fabian. I'm an e-commerce student based in Germany, and I have 2 years of experience in tech. So I've been working in tech for 2 years. I've been studying for 2 years as well, a bachelor's degree in e-commerce. I've been building my personal brand for 1.5 years, and I have started 2 online businesses, 1 agency and 1 fashion store that I've been growing since the age of like 15 to more than $10,000 in revenue. And I think that qualifies me to tell you a little bit about my personal learnings, how to monetize your passion and make a living off of it, and probably a killing. So this is the proof, then the plan. What is the plan? In this video, I plan to teach you how you can live off of your passion. I will give you a rough guide, a rough image. I paint the image for you, how you can live off your passion based on my personal experience. So take everything, absolutely everything with a grain of salt that I'm about to teach you, because nothing is universally true. And if something worked for me, it might work for you, but it might also absolutely not work. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. So the plan is that I will teach you to live off of your passion. Pretty simple, as the title suggests as I started this video. Then the promise. So by the end of this video, you will be able to go out in the world, probably into the internet, and have an actionable plan on what you need to do to live off of your passion. With that being said, let's get started. So I pictured this entire question when I got asked it as sort of like a pyramid. And I don't know if you're familiar with the so-called marketing model of AIDA, so it's AIDA. It's basically like a reverse pyramid, or like marketers call it a funnel. So many people come in at like the top, and only a little but very high value people come out at the bottom. This is the essential funnel of a brand, a company, a product, everything essentially. So AIDA itself is a concept that describes the different stages customers or leads, potential customers as they are called in marketing, need to go through to become from strangers to raving fans and repeated buyers of your stuff. And the same, I think, applies to your passion and to absolute strangers. If you want to build a business that is sustainable, makes a lot of fun building, working in, and that allows you to make a living off of it. So first of all, what are the stages of the AIDA funnel? The first and broadest area is called attention. After that comes interest, then desire, then action. And what that essentially means is a lot of people first need to get attention from you. How does it work? Let's pick a simple example. Let's say you do, let's say you want to sell a car. Then you will probably run ads on TV, for example, making people aware that you as a company exist, and that in exchange gives you a lot of eyeballs and a lot of attention to your product. A few couple people will then be left in the second phase of the 4 total phases, which is the interest phase. So it's already the second step down in the funnel. Not everyone from the beginning is still there, but some people are, and they are more interested than the people in the step before. And these are probably the people that will visit the website of your car company, so they are interested. Then you have the last 2 steps, First, the desire. So if people say, okay, this is the absolute greatest car I've ever seen, I can't sleep without thinking about buying this car, then they definitely have a strong desire. How do you build desire? Essentially through brand and through building a product that is unique and solves a problem that society has at scale, probably. So for example, if you are the first ever car company to use a fuel that is sustainable and all of that fancy stuff. I don't know anything about cars or automobiles in general, but this is just the first example I could think of. Then this might be a unique value proposition or something that makes you unique and that nobody else, no other company can offer the market, or more specifically your customers. And because of this unique advantage, for example, you can charge a premium for your customers, but that makes them desire or crave your product, develop a craving, they want to buy it. But the purchase in itself is the last step in the AIDA funnel, which is the action. So attention, in summary, is the first phase. Attention probably through something like a marketing campaign on TV. Interest, people get converted to your website. Desire, a unique problem, a unique solution to a unique problem that gets solved at scale. And then the last step, action, people actually making the purchase decision, and then afterwards are happily forever with the purchase decision they made. They recommend it to everybody they know, and it's just the single best purchase they've made for the entire decade, for example. This would be the ideal outcome. So what does this AIDA funnel teach us for monetizing our own small little passion that we have? Well, it is actually pretty simple. I will give you an example from my mom. My mom, let's walk it through. So my mom is in her 50s right now. My mom has been working as an accountant for probably the entirety of her life since finishing her education, and she has developed a side hobby or a passion for handicrafts. She makes beautiful chains, necklaces, these thingies, rings out of pearls, essentially, out of beads. So you can see it right here. I hope it's focusing, but everything white on my wrist and everything black on this wrist has been crafted by my mom. It's absolutely insane. But let's take this as an example. Let's say my mom would now like to monetize and live off that passion so she can quit her accounting job. This is a concept I've been brainstorming a lot about recently, and that was also the thought process I had to apply to the AIDA model in answering the original question. So how can we monetize our passion? How can we make a living, an absolute killing off of our passion using the AIDA model? So it is pretty simple. Step 1, you need a passion. If you're watching this video, probably you are passionate about something. If you don't have any passion, then dig deeper. Ask friends what you are helping them with. Think about what you were interested in your youth as a child. What subjects were you best in? What do you do in your free time? What do you hate doing? All of these things can help you find out what you are uniquely good at, what you are better in than everybody else, because every single person on the planet is the best in one thing, but only few people are the best in a single thing that is not a combination of multiple interests. So, for example, it's very hard to be the single best one in programming, but it is not so hard to be the single best one in programming animations for YouTubers with less than 100 subscribers. That's the huge difference you have to understand. So for my mom, it was her handicrafts that were made locally in Germany, in Franconia. It's a sort of sub-region of the entirety of Germany. It's just a smaller demographic target audience and market in general. And that was her unique advantage. She is able to produce, craft, manufacture the most like polished and mind-blowing pieces out of beads that this market has ever seen. So this is the product, this is the passion, and let's get going with the AIDA model. Let's apply it to it. So we now have an understanding of how the entirety works. So we have a passion. The passion in this case is handicrafts. So now, how do we get attention to our products? So let's say we want to sell the handicraft to make a living. So step one, don't think about price, just think about producing products that you can then make people get to know. So essentially, what we would need to do is produce a couple of necklaces, wristbands, rings, whatever you can think of. Or for your passion, maybe some programming projects or videos, or maybe if you do, I don't know, design work, you design posters, then do a couple of those, do a couple of iterations of work that is valid to be shown. And if you're not yet ready, if you're not yet ready or don't know if you can show your work to the world, then do the so-called cringe test. Have a friend look at your work, and if you cringe at them looking at your work, then you're not yet ready. If you don't, well, you're ready. Congratulations. For example, if someone would cringe watching my YouTube videos, probably they aren't that good yet. But personally, like after probably a year and a half of producing said YouTube videos that you're watching right now, I'm actually, I would say, pretty okay. So I'm not cringing myself, and I would not cringe if some colleagues from work or any of my friends or like people that I studied with or know or have been knowing for my entire life, family members, whoever, watches my videos. I would not cringe. So this is a perfect starting point. What should you do if you do cringe? Well, just keep doing what you're doing until you pass the test. So let's say now you don't cringe at your work. Let's say in my mom's case, your projects are so good that they can be actually shown to people. That's nice, but nobody would want to see your stuff can actually see your stuff if you don't put it onto the world and make people aware that you exist. So what do we need? Step one, we need attention. We are in the top of our funnel in the AIDA model. Now it's getting serious. We are getting deep here. So how do we get attention to it? It's actually pretty simple. There is a smart way and a dumb way, in my opinion. The dumb way would be go knocking on doors. In our specific case, probably if you're selling a service business or if you think of mowing lawns or washing cars, then knocking on the doors of your neighbors is a great way of getting your first customers. But let's assume we are one step further. We want to use the internet to get attention. Of course, you could also knock on doors and tell people about your necklaces, but then probably you would not hit the perfect target audience. If you are a local business, for example, this would be absolutely fine. But in this example, I want to focus more on the internet because I think it's personally more interesting, but no way easier. So there is not a preferred option. I just want to talk about the internet today because it's my personal passion. I do what I'm good at. So let's continue on with the internet. We need to get attention over the internet. How do we do that? Simple. We need to be on social media. Let it sit for a moment. You need to let people know about your stuff by creating content online. You absolutely have to. It's the single most important skill you can develop that needs to you monetizing your passion. You have to be good at social media. You just have to be, whatever you're doing. If you're selling wine, if you're doing beats, if you're into programming, if you're into even video production, you have to be good at creating good quality content. May it be in videos, may it be in writing, may it be in podcasting and audio that way. You have to be good at content. And how do you get good at content? Well, as with everything in life, everything worth doing is hard. You just have to stick to it for like tremendous long periods of time. I've been doing YouTube for over a year. I have been doing YouTube 401 days until I hit my first 1,000 subscribers. I also let it sit for a moment. I created probably 300 to 400 videos until one of my videos got more than 5,000 views. But the good side, the upside with the internet is when your work gets noticed, it goes absolutely viral. It blows the others out of the water. It goes through the roof. The next video that surpassed my previous record video of 5,000 views got over 100,000 views in under 14 days. I let that stick for a moment. So it is absolutely insane. And this exact same video catapulted me from 1,000 to 2,000 subscribers, not in 401 days, but in 2 weeks. It's absolutely insane. The internet is the single biggest point of leverage you can apply to your business, to your passion. But I don't want to bore you and waste your time. Just know for that moment that the internet is the perfect way to go. So, attention. We need to get attention over the internet. Let's say we start very simple. We focus on one social media platform, one platform only at a time until you're so good at it that you can easily maintain it without losing your mind or burning out. Pick one platform that you're most familiar with. For most people, this is the platform they personally spend the most time on. So that means you're also most familiar with what content works on your platform, what are other creators in your niche doing. So this is the perfect start. For my mom, this was Instagram. So she knew some people that were also into her niche, into her hobby, making handicrafts and posting them on Instagram. So what I did for her is I created an Instagram account and then we started posting content. We made pictures of her work and put them online. That's how you get attention. That's how you go viral from time to time. That's how you get eyeballs on your work. But eyeballs don't bring you in an income. So how do we do that? Well, we have to get people interested. Notice step 2 in our funnel. We are now in step 2 of the AIDA model, getting people interested in our stuff, making people want to go further than just liking a social media post of ours. That's why with this project of handicrafts, a website would be great. A website, or better said, a web shop, an online shop. What is an online shop? Well, it's a place in the internet where people can buy your stuff without you needing to talk them into buying as in a physical store, with the store being open and available worldwide 24/7, where people can buy with multiple options. It's just the smartest point to go forwards when doing this. And luckily, Instagram has an option to put a link to our online shop in this case into your description of your profile. And that's exactly what you want to do in step 2. You want to find a way to convert people from a social media platform onto a platform that you personally own. The most common options are your website or your newsletter. Some online place where people can go that you own the traffic. So if someone subscribes to your Instagram account and Instagram bans you, that subscriber is gone forever. But instead, if this subscriber subscribes to your newsletter, you own his email. So it's just yours. Even if like the newsletter platform itself shuts down, you can export all of your emails and you own your leads, your potential customers, your customers for multiple times. So you just own the people that are interested in you personally, in your brand and in your work. That's perfect. Same goes for your online shop. If people checked out, they'll leave some data like shipping information and a personal email that you can also add to your database of customers that you can remarket to, send emails to. It's the best place you want to be in or can be in. So that's step 2, interest. Now we have people continuously going from our Instagram account to our website. So people are interested in what we are selling, in this case handicrafts. So how do we get to the next stage? How can we make people create a desire to buy? This is actually the most simple stage because, as I've talked about earlier, you want to find a market, a niche, a an area where you are single-handedly qualified in, where you are the best at your craft or probably the only one at your craft. I have a nice metaphor, a nice short story about it. Think about a hot dog stand selling hot dogs to strangers on the street. If that is in downtown New York, for example, nobody cares. There are hundreds of hot dog stands selling the same product to the same kinds of people. So no one stand actually makes a huge difference and actually like much more money than any other one. But the true magic happens when you are the only one. And this would be the case, for example, if you are the only hot dog stand that is still open at 2 a.m. at night after each club is closed in your local city. That's where you make the big bucks. That's where you can monetize and live off your passion. If you apply this concept of thinking to your, personal passion in this case. And as I said previously, my mom makes the best handicrafts. So that's where desire comes up for the customers. You won't find any other place where you can buy handicrafts of this quality and this uniqueness than at my mom's online shop. So that's where we automatically can tick off step 3. We created desire. People want to have this because they have a huge fear of missing out, because it's the only place where they can get it, and they have a huge kick in their psychology of what is called scarcity. There are only so much of these beads because they are all handcrafted. They are meticulously planned. The resources are bought, and then there is a lot of time invested into them to make them truly unique and look absolutely beautiful. These are all bullet points you can list on your website, on your marketing, to make you unique so nobody else will ever be able to compete with you. And this applies to any passion you can think of. So this is where you create immense desire. And the last step is even easier, the action. You want to make it as easy as possible for people to give you money. So how do you do that? Well, if you have an online shop, you want to offer as many payment methods as possible. If you grow from doors to door, you want to also take cash and card and probably also crypto. You want to make it as easy as possible for people to give you money, because else you miss out on a bunch probably. And this is all the difference that it makes. Okay, so I hope I don't have rambled too much. This was the first type of video I ever made on this setup type thingy where I just rambled into the camera, spitting out my thoughts. But this was the same structure I gave as an answer when my girlfriend was asking me, remember from earlier in this video. And I gave her this particular example of my mom wanting to monetize her handicrafts business. So if you have any questions, or if you want me to make a single video about any topic or bullet point that I talked about in this video, then let me know in the comments down below. If you have questions, ask them in the comments down below. And if you want to learn more about my own personal business, how I run it, what I learn, if you want to get to my newsletter, so here you see the magic of the AIDA formula applied in my own personal business, then check out my newsletter at the first link in the description down below. Right now, I'm converting you from the discovery platform, which is YouTube, I use video, to my platform that I personally own, which is my website and then my newsletter, so I can have your email address and message you whenever I want, and then I can market to you as well in the process, and first of all provide you a lot of value, for example by these videos, and then by high quality emails that are written and crafted with a lot of effort every week or even daily. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.